I'm the first person in class today, although I think I'm a little too early. Then again, sitting alone here for 20 minutes sure beats having to suffer that time with Kenji. The combination of fatigue, frustration, and boredom starts to make me feel very tired. I black out for a second, waking up when my head hits the surface of my desk. Rubbing my forehead, I realize this is as good a reason as any to stay away for now and stop coming to class so early later. Eventually, I hear a tapping noise outside in the hallway, and Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. She's not in this class, so she must have some other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako. Lily stops at the door looking hesitant as if she was a vampire who can't come in unless invited. I consider doing so because she looks rather lonesome standing there. She steps in on her own accord, though, after straightening her skirt and shirt collar as if it was of importance to look prim when entering our classroom. Excuse me. She calls into the quiet classroom with a probing, delicate voice. I realize the silence might unnerve her because of her blindness, so I break it. Good morning, Lily. Sal, good morning. I didn't hear you come in. I wonder if she thinks it's suspicious I didn't say anything to her before. It's likely if I were to tell too big a lie now, it would sink in. It would sink me. God damn it. I'll just freaking lie down for the remainder of this recording because my leg is starting to hurt. You know, speaking of which, I'd like, go back to playing Go-Go Nippon, and it's like, this one part where it, like, mentions about the sitting position, you know, cross-legged, and they, like, comment on it, it's like, yeah, even nowadays, most Japanese people don't really tend to do that. They're just like, I'm not Japanese, but I do that all the damn time, as I've said a million times. Damn school blame for that. It's like, he's just like, okay, everyone sit on the floor, cross legs. Why? I don't know, maybe we couldn't afford enough chairs. I don't know why they did that, but it became a habit. Well, I was already here, just asleep until now. Oh, have you seen a Hanako today by any chance? No, she seems to come in only just before the bell rings, or after that. Do you want me to tell her something for you? No, it's fine. It's strange, but I think we're the only two people in the school right now. I didn't hear anyone else on my way here. I shouldn't have gotten up so early today, I guess. You're chastising yourself for doing something that other people should. Punctuality is a good thing. I think so, anyway. It's a very busy morning today. The festival is coming up soon, and today is the deadline for the event registration, budget reports, and any other official paperwork. It could be that everyone's trying to complete the necessary forms at the last minute. Maybe that is why it's so quiet today. Hi, hey! Misha pops into the room with Shizune as if on cue, shouting with a loudness that makes Lily visibly flinch. Hi, Hee-chan! Hi. Wait for it. Look, it's the class representative. Hello! Lily smiles, probably amused by Misha's or Shizune's use of the word look. Good morning. Of course you're not the representative of this class, right? I'm not. Lily seems a little more guarded in her answers to Shizune than she was with me the other day. I guess they really don't get along at all. Then I realized that Lily might actually not know Shizune is present, and she's trying to detect whether or not she is to know who she is talking to. For all she knows, she's talking to Misha, but knowing that she and Shizune are practically inseparable, except that one time, you know, when Misha ran into the classroom about the plywood, she might expect Shizune being the one that actually talks. Damn, how complicated, and I decided to help Lily out for my own peace of mind more than anything else. You're here early, Shizune. You were here even earlier than us. Misha puffs out her cheeks angrily. Why is she getting angry? Does she feel emotions on Shizune's behalf too? It's not that weird though that Shizune didn't like my little comment. It's true I was here earlier than them, so me saying something like that could definitely be misinterpreted as anything. Especially to Shizune, who doesn't have the benefit of hearing tone to gauge intent. Before I can start weighing whether or not I should apologize, Shizune has already moved on. Class rep, it's a good thing you're here. We have to talk.
The festival's coming up in 3 days, right? Every other class has already handed in their projected budget reports for the events, even the first years, except you. There is still time to hand it in, isn't there? Today, the deadline is today. You're certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had it my way to have had all of the necessary paperwork days ago, but someone had to say the deadline, please extend it. Yes, that was me. Planning something on a scale is not a small task, and a week is too small a time frame to expect a whole class to work out such a complex issue completely. Do you want to know what's harder than distributing the funds for one class event, handling the same matter for every class in the school, and then some? The one who does that is me.
Misha puts her hands on her hips and stands up straight. Wow, she's really getting into the role. Lilly doesn't look like she's very amused, though. Hey, Shizune, aren't you being a little too hard on her? There's still a whole day left.
Please, Isao, it's all right.
Lilly seems happy I'm taking her side, but a bit conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself.
If this is about the budget, then I'm disappointed you think I have forgotten about it. I understand how important it is. Then can I have it, please?
Shizune, she might not have it on her at this exact second.
It's not here right now. I asked 2 students to take care of it for me, students from my class.
She emphasizes the last sentence, much to my surprise. She knows about Shizune and Misha's efforts to rope me into the student council. I guess a word must have gotten around, so now she's using me as ammo against Shizune. This just gets better and better.
It was your responsibility. A budget report isn't something you just be delegating away. As class rep, it's your job to be on top of things. This kind of disregard for proper procedure is really just terrible, Mr. Bird. They completed it, being capable of doing so, but the students have been sick recently, so they could not come to school and give it back to me. If you want, I will apologize on their behalf for getting sick. Okay.
Although Misha misses Lilly's little jab entirely, Shizune doesn't, and she seems torn between being offended by Lilly's daring and jumping for joy in this prospect of a challenge.
Lily, don't they live here at the school? That's a 5-minute walk, you know. What could they possibly have that prevents them from taking 5 minutes out of their busy lives to drop off something that will affect the enjoyment of their entire class?
Lilly opens her mouth to say something, but Shizune closes the gap between them and starts signing furiously, waving her hands around like an orchestra conductor. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but can't seem to lose her normal cheerful tone. The result is interesting and somewhat surreal.
And what's with that attitude? I said it's not something you should be delegating away. Whatever. Are you the class representative or aren't you? Tell me the names of those 2 students. They should have your job if you can't even handle something this simply yourself. One form isn't the full extent of what I am supposed to take care of.
Lilly's tone is growing slightly impatient, but she's doing a good job of not letting Shizune see how unsettled she is becoming. She's playing her cards close to her chest. Shizune, on the other hand, wraps her fingers cheerfully along the edge of her glasses, knowing Lilly can neither hear nor see how excited she is.
Of course you do so much, class rep. It must be so difficult being you.
Lilly tightens her lips at Misha's words, clearly understand the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without even a hint of the sarcasm which they were meant to have. Shizune and Lilly don't like each other, that much is clear, but this seems a little much. Seems like Lilly has had enough and it's ready to push back. Oh, it's on! Patty shot randomly for no reason.
I was actually just discussing the budget report before you came by. You must be very talented to have finished all your student council duties so quickly that you can track me down to make sure I don't forget my oath. Are you accusing me of slacking off? It seems like you're confusing me with yourself. I don't think so. That would be a very difficult thing for me to do, comparing myself to you. You're right, the difference between us is like heaven and hell. But it's not hard to see which one you might represent.
Oh, shit! The air between them rebels with the heat of their enmity. Well, not really. They can't disguise it anymore, though. Even Misha looks like she's beginning to understand the real nature of this conversation.
Ichan, don't you slack off either.
What are you talking about?
Aren't you taking part in the festival, Ichan? You are, aren't you? Then, I hope you're going to do a lot more to make sure it goes smoothly than this person.
I don't understand why Shizune is suddenly getting mad at me. Let me check which one we gotta choose. Hey, cut us some slack, man. Hey, I'm the new guy, remember? It's not like I could have done much even if I wanted.
That's right, you shouldn't expect a transfer student to jump right into it on his first week.
Lilly taking my side feels oddly comforting, so I decide to back her up too. Yeah, you're being unreasonable for us both.
Excuses, Miss Class Rep has had plenty of time to deal with her report. And we repeatedly offered you a position to help with the student council work, but you refused to commit yourself to making the festival a success.
Yeah, but as I said back then, I'm not sure if... I don't have time for this right now. No matter what I do, it will mean being drawn into a confrontation with Shizune, and that is what she wants. Yeah, whatever, forget it. I turn my back at them. I get back to my seat and shut my ears from the finale of the argument between Lilly and Shizune. Eventually, Lilly leaves our classroom and Shizune and Misha seat themselves without talking to me. I can feel Shizune's eyes burning into my back. She's probably angry at me, but I'm just as angry with her. I don't get why she had to drag me into the argument. I haven't actually been through either Shizune's routes or Lily's routes, so I'm not entirely sure what the whole dealio is, really. Or maybe she just... I don't know. Annika doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. I have to tell her that Lilly was looking for her if I see her later. After the events of this morning, class is pretty boring in comparison. I turn the pages of my textbook lazily. I have a bit of catching up to do despite trying to keep up with my studies at the hospital, but I'm not feeling that enthusiastic about it. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk on blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock.
Hey, you're forgetting someone, yeah? Where's my fucking references?
Sorry, but Blackmore, I keep forgetting about you.
How could you fucking forget? Asshole.
I start to copy down the equations just to pass time, even though they are right there in the textbook. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry because I have nothing to do, so I stay for a while reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave last anyway, so I don't have to deal with crowding in the hallways. I know Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Shizune is signing so fast that her hands make noises like swords cutting through the air. Maybe there is pent-up anger in there. Misha is trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down, whatever they're discussing, it looks like serious business. Shizune signs to the point where her wrists crackle and Misha struggles to spit it out in a word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters, and then on top of that she has to sign back anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, their business is soon finished and the girls sit down on their seats again. I'm so tired. She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. I'll use the opportunity to reconcile with Shizune a bit without getting roped into the student council thing again. Though I suspect that door is now closed for me. Festival preparations must be tough for you. Indeed, the people in this class seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling around before and after classes, they're always talking about their plans for it. It's kinda neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. Shizune scoffs at me first, as if trying to decide whether to ignore or sneer at me, but in the end she starts signing without doing either. Misha perks up, looking at her hands with slightly unfocused eyes. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She does it so well, it's almost like Shizune is actually speaking and transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. She must have practiced it vigorously. Well, of course we're in the student council, you know, so we're pretty busy. It's an important duty of ours to ensure the success of the festival with all our strength. We should shame ourselves in front of the past student council generations if the festival were to fail. That's why there must be no flaws. No, I think that was incompetence. No, nothing that might have the festival short of perfect. Shizune's passionate speech and Misha's enacting are really oddly fitting of them. Hello? Hello? I look over my shoulder and see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door. Hey, playing delinquent again? Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it was only in jest. Shizune stares at her lovingly, causing Hanako to look down and start backing away to the point where only her fingers can be wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she is showing her dislike of Hanako by association of her dislike of Lilly. If it is so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. What is it, Hanako?
Has Lilly been here? Sorry I haven't seen Sato. She came by in the morning, though.
Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What is she trying to do? Of course, Shizune isn't going to look away, and she's intimidated enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako would be. It is a little uncomfortable watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's novel behavior. This is what happens when two people of two different extremes meet, it seems.
Do you know where she is? If she has any sense in her head, she's in her classroom working on their festival project, but who knows where that woman's loitering at?
Hanako nods quickly and retreats with haste.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, we are really working hard to make the festival happen.
And driving other people insane along the way. Well, good luck with that. I stand up to leave, making my exit before all of them manages to berate me any more for slacking off. The halls are somewhat quiet as expected. Everyone must be in club meetings or at festival preparations or both. Shizune's words about being a slacker echo in my head. I feel a bit guilty about not contributing, but I seem to lack the resolve to do something concrete about the matter. For the festival, it's too late already unless I could count helping Shizune and Misha, which I naturally don't, and clubs, I don't know. Maybe I'm not a club type of person. Halfway through the way from the school building to the dorms, I spot a figure in front of the dorms. It's Rin. It looks like she's working on her mural today too. I walk up to her, but she doesn't seem to notice me approaching. She's sitting on an upturned box, looking intently at the wall she is painting with a brush held between her toes. The mural has progressed considerably since yesterday, but it's still only half done as far as I can tell. More colors have appeared, and twisted human-like figures have spread and increased in numbers.
No, honestly, it kind of reminds me of Yume Nikki a bit.
I have to say, the style is quite eye-catching and very unique. Not that I would be knowledgeable about art by any measurable scale, but it's very nice looking nevertheless. I clear my throat to get her attention, but not startle her so that her concentration won't break. Wait, she doesn't even turn and check who it is. I'll wait. And wait. And wait some more. 15 minutes later, I decide that her concentration is indeed unbroken, and also that I have waited long enough to warrant poking her gently on the shoulder to remind her of my presence. Rin turns her head mechanically to my direction, ending up staring at my crotch level.
Oh, it's Asao.
She can tell? I would feel a lot less uncomfortable if she would look at my face. An astute observation, hard at work, I see. The conversation starts as if I hadn't been here for a quarter of an hour already, but it's not a concern, at least it starts. Looking good. Does the layers of the painting tighten all the layers of paint, mixing and shaping the human figures really create an impressive look, but Rin looks miffed.
You shouldn't comment our works in progress, 7 years of bad luck.
Sounds terrible, I guess I'll take it back then. Still, it looks good. I wonder if I get 14 years of bad luck for thinking that. Rin turns back to look at her painting and pokes it with her big toe.
Could you mix some of this color? I'm running out of it.
She looks down at a half-empty bowl with the remains of the same pinkish paintings. I didn't really intend to stay and help her with this project, though. I guess I didn't intend to do anything much. I look at Rin, she looks simply back at me. Just this once. Rin picks up another brush and drenches it in another turn of pale red. There are dozens of similar bowls all around her working area. From the looks of this scene, she could have been sitting there for hours. I wonder if she has. That would mean she'd have been skipping school, though, which I of course wouldn't put beyond someone like Rin. I pour a little bit of white and red into the bowl, trying to match the colour with the one already on the wall. I can't seem to get it right. It's really inconvenient of her to not mix enough in the first place. Getting it to be exactly the same tone would be impossible. But at least I can try to get as close as I can. Speaking of hard work, isn't that a huge workload for you too? It's such a big painting and all. Oh, I'm not old and bitter enough yet to think like that. I guess you aren't. You guessed right. Legs hurt though, they feel like slugs. Slugs made of sea slugs. Because of the position? Yeah, I like doing it in a horizontal position more, if you know what I'm talking about. But it can't be helped, can't ask the wall to lay down. Seeing that she stretches herself a little, bending her legs and back far more than a human should flex, it's astonishing how effortlessly she manages her body around. There's a small flinch in her otherwise blank expression, a hint of pain maybe, as she stretches out her calves. Rin must have stamina and dexterity far above a normal person to be able to live like she does, but she's wearing out working on this. Why push yourself so much? Take a break or something at least. Continue tomorrow if it's bad. This gives her a pause. A long one too, feeling like a mental yawn. I don't think so, Sal. I'm not pushing myself. Sure looks like you are. No, it's not about pushing or pulling or anything related to that kind of thing. There's this boy. A boy? Yes. Where? At the art club. And? He's blind. Oh, how can you paint if you're blind? No idea. So, why is he there? That's the point, he is there. She really should speak more than one word at a time to make this feel more like a discussion and less like an interrogation. He can't really do anything that you'd call art, right? But he comes here anyway and paints. Why? I don't know why. I don't know, that's why I asked. So? He doesn't paint often, but I think his paintings are very interesting. I'm sure they are. I once tried that, painting with eyes closed. Wasn't too interested and cleaning up the floor took ages, didn't try again. But he was becoming better at sculpting. I see. Maybe she was trying to make a point with this, maybe she forgot she had one. Seems like the art club is full of interesting people. Not really. Pretty blunt statement and she totally missed the sarcasm. No? Just like I said, they're not very interesting. They usually don't have much interest in people who are not interesting. Maybe you have. Maybe. That boy is interesting. Maybe I am like that boy, or maybe you are, maybe everyone is. Doing things you can't do just because you can. That's pretty deep, and I think can tell that to her. You're a deep one. Nah, I'm a really shallow and thoughtless person. People say that to me all the time. Did you know I can only think of 4 things at the same time? No, but now I do. Right, now I'm thinking of the second floor's girls' toilets, ice cream flavored ice cream, and middle toe, and a haircut. I'm gonna need a haircut. She shakes her head around vigorously, letting her short and messy hair ruffle wildly around. You can see that doing it is something she likes to do. We full silence as Rin heads around, absentmindedly poking some brushes around. The thought about the art club sticks in my head for a while longer. I'm feeling like I'm treading on very unknown territory with art, the way these meetings with Rin go. It's as though I'm starting a smoking habit or something. I should probably stop talking with her. Why? It's not like I dislike her, despite the confusion her being herself causes. I don't dislike art either. I've been even drawn for fun sometimes. I just don't have a real creative drive or any technical skill. So usually if I were to draw something, I get white paper syndrome and just freeze completely. White paper syndrome? That or I best draw something disfigured and promptly get frustrated at my inability to put the picture in my head down on the paper and call it quits without really even trying to make an effort. Now that happens to me sometimes, you know, like you'll have a perfect image in your mind. It's like perfect, but you can't actually draw it because it just doesn't come out right. Rin clearly doesn't have this problem, but she frustrates me in another way. Being with her is like looking into a mirror that doesn't reflect anything. It makes one question the sanity of the act. Rin sits down on her box, swaying from side to side, apparently comfortable with the uncomfortable silence. She's staring at me again, or maybe over my shoulder. I can't quite figure out where her eyes are focused on. I'm thinking of leaving so she can carry on working undistracted, and then I can do whatever I'm going to do. If you're two alone, it's not like I have anything that must be done, eh? Oh, shoot. Who? Nobody. I just forgot to tell Hanako that Lilly was looking for her. Do you know her from my class? Oh, her, the mystery toilet girl. That person is funny. I saw her going to the toilet 5 times during one recess 3 weeks ago. I'm sure it's the world record. Is this kind of a, like, joke? Is this like Hanako of the toilet going on here, or is it not? It was very mysterious. That's why you call her Mystery Toilet Girl? What other reason could there possibly be? Well, if there is, it's an eternal mystery. I didn't follow her in there. Maybe it was the week before that. Could have been. Looking at her makes me hungry. Don't say that, at least not around her. Rin turns to look at me blankly as if she's not sure why I reproved her. But she doesn't acknowledge understanding any more than before, so I give up at that point. So, do you want to go eat dinner then? No, not yet. Rin has turned her hungry gaze back to the wall, looking slightly more energetic, or at least slightly less lethargic than she did before. It's as if the wall is an opponent she has to vanquish, something she must overcome before she can indulge in dinner. This is the feeling I get, a weird sense of empathy overcomes me and makes me smile a little to myself. For all her oddity, Rin is pretty cool after all. Well, we're going anyway. Have fun. Rin has already grasped her brush and is dipping it into fresh paint, so of course she can't hear me anymore or doesn't answer anything even if she does. Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm clock to wake me up as early enough to go jogging again. I made a promise and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy is bound to rat on me if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad. My morning alarm goes off and I flail about uselessly for a while until I remember that I decided to give morning runs another shot. Don't know if this was my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. It's about my health after all. Sure, things haven't been going great lately for me, but that hasn't made my existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control of this thing, right? If I can manage that, well, I can manage anything. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, it appears that I'm not alone in my run. Emmy has apparently been here for some time. Looks like she's already worked up good sweat. Just when the hell does she come down here anyway?
Oh, it's you! I'm surprised to see you again.
Why is that?
Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try.
She frowns, seemingly annoyed by a passing thought.
Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it was only supposed to be on a volunteer basis, so it's not that big of a shock. I guess it's pretty early in the morning.
I shrug and suddenly it appears that she's forgotten what she was talking about. The frown disappears entirely. She seems to snap back to her previous train of thought.
So come on then.
What?
You're here to run again, right?
Well, we'll run again next time, because how long have I been recording?
How do I manage to record an hour? Seriously.
It's like you just kind of get stuck into the whole novel to the point where you kind of lose track of time. Like last time when it was over 2 hours, like the audio went out of sync and I had to readjust it. That was a bit of a pain in the ass. Hopefully it won't happen with this one. But anyways, let's see. Should we? Let's create another one. Why not? So, I shall see you next time, viewers. See you next time.